Hey, yo, what's the deal? Miss your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag. You know what I'm saying? As of this recording right now, it is 7:47 p.m. February 10th, February 10th, 2025. You know what I mean? And man, a lot of people going crazy over the news of, the three releases today. Miro, Ricky Starks, and Malachi Black. I had made a video earlier about, my thoughts initially on all three and what I think definitely should happen. But as I'm thinking about it more, as I'm thinking about this more, I said to myself, WWE, I think they can benefit a little bit more with Ricky Starks and Malachi Black, which I do think they're going to call him. What I think is going to happen is I think they're going to call him Malachi Black because think about this. They've been doing this with every free agent that they signed from AEW. Like, they kept their presentation and such. But what I think will happen is they will wind up adding a lot of Aleister Black, traits into this new revamped character. Right? Or fuck it. Why don't you just call him Malachi Aleister Black? Fuck it. Combine the name. But, Malachi's going to be fucking great for the main roster. And Ricky Starks is going to be NXT champion when he gets there. No doubt about it. WWE is going to push Ricky Starks to the moon. They're going to push him. They're going to push him straight to the moon because of how good he fucking is. And as I'm thinking, I thought about Miro. I thought about Rusev, and I said to myself, Rusev is a guy who, as of right now, and I did hear that WWE is interested in Miro, but as I'm thinking about this more, WWE doesn't need him right now. They really don't. They really don't, and I'm going to tell you why. Because with Miro, shout out to Miro, he doesn't really. He's a guy who he's a good hand. He's a good hand for the mid card, and that's basically it. I'm not saying he's garbage because he's not. Hell no. He's a great fucking wrestler. Good dude too. Good fucking dude. Like he would fit into any locker room. I think he's fucking great. I think his spirits would be a little bit more high. Now that he's away from AEW, I think his spirits are going to be a little bit more high, and Aleister Black's spirits are going to be a little bit more high. But I think with Miro, WWE, I don't see WWE as of right now really fitting Miro into any major plans. I'll be honest. I think if Miro did go, if WWE does sign Miro, right, I could see him being a hand for either Raw or SmackDown, and right in the mid card, and nothing much. But I could also see him doing speed, and I'll tell you why I see him doing speed, not the drug, but I think because they want to help lower down his minutes of his time for injury. You know what I mean? I think that's basically what they'll probably do. They'll make him the WWE speed champion and such, just so that he can avoid injury. But like I said, they don't really need Miro right now. They don't. They really don't. Even if you put him in NXT, I mean, there's really no, he'll be big. He'll definitely be big. You know what I mean? But I don't think they need him right now. Will he eventually be back with WWE? Absolutely. Of course. But I think TNA would be a better fit. I'm going to tell you why. TNA is on the verge of losing people. With this work relationship with WWE, a lot of their folks are basically going to jump to WWE. No doubt about it. And this is girl who I spoke to a little bit today. When she said how WWE, how she thought that WWE can't afford all three on the main roster. And I said something about releases, but then I was going to say something again, but then she said something, I'm like, fuck. So WWE made these releases for a reason, right? They cut these people for a reason to make room for for signings, right? And I think they knew ahead of time about Ricky Starks, Malachi Black, and Miro, right? And I also think other free agents. I mean, shit, Josh Alexander's contract is coming up on Saturday, But I think Miro, to be honest, I think Miro would be better off in TNA. I'm going to tell you why. Because they can push Miro. I think, TNA can use star power, and I think Miro would be perfect. He'll be perfect for that brand. He'll be perfect because, number one, like I said, star power. Number two, they can, I think this would be a good test for him, and for WWE to see if he does well in a main event, in a main event picture. If he does sign with TNA, first and foremost, if he signs with TNA, I think his happiness would go through the roof. Again, I think his happiness for professional wrestling would shoot sky high, right? And number two, I do think WWE will take a look. They will look. Trust me. There's a fucking relationship for crying out loud. There's a fucking relationship between them and TNA. So I see them. I can see them using. I can see them. Having TNA sign Miro because again, star power, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with TNA signing Miro, and there's nothing wrong with Miro signing with TNA. That's not wrong. There's nothing wrong. Why? Because what the fuck you got to lose? What the fuck you got to lose? And then I also heard about Keith Lee, right? I heard about Keith Lee being backstage recently at AEW shows, but I don't think he's going to be used either. I don't think a lot of these people are not happy in AEW. They're not. They're fucking not. And Miro is definitely one of those people who is not happy. I think before WrestleMania, I do think that Miro is going to wind up in TNA. I think he's going to wind up in TNA. They have a big star, in Miro. And, the same rejuvenation that they gave the Hardy Boys is the same one they'll give right to Miro. And who knows? Who knows? With the relationship between them and fucking NXT, and I mean WWE, same shit. Miro can slide right back into the WWE form. Right back in. Why? Because, again, you got Miro as compensation for, stars that you lost. Fuck it. You can fill a void with Miro. Especially in the World Heavyweight Championship picture, what the fuck you got to lose? He'd be great. He'd be great. Shit. Imagine a more rejuvenated Miro against Nick Nemeth. Imagine that. You know what I mean? That shit would blow the house down, my G. That would blow the house down completely. I see, and to me, I think Miro will fit better in TNA as of right now, as opposed to going back to WWE. But he'll still be in the WWE system if you think about it. So it's almost like, it's kind of like, okay, TNA to WWE is like Dropbox, right? I got Dropbox. Dropbox is fucking awesome. For those that don't know, Dropbox is an app where you can store pictures. You can save pictures and such in an extra folder, right? So I use Dropbox for a lot of stuff, it's for backup. And, so if I need to get something from Dropbox, I can just do it. It's the same shit here. It's the exact same thing. Miro, like I said, as I'm thinking about this more, I think Miro would be a better fit, in my personal opinion, to go to TNA than WWE right now. Because again, they can use the star power. You have absolutely nothing to fucking lose. You have nothing to lose. The fuck you got to lose? Huh? What you got to lose? There's nothing to lose. You know what I mean? And plus, I'm expecting WWE and TNA to continue this partnership after the 3 years. So I'm about to be out, guys. This video is going to go up at about 11:30. Because I'm actually going to be doing laundry. As of right now, I'm getting ready to do laundry and stuff. So I'm gonna definitely holler at y'all mañana. All right, peace.